She is literally using the children to sell her jam. He's gone from one institution that controls his behavior, his thoughts and his words with another. Total tyranny in that mansion. Can you name one celebrity that's still all in with the Sussex brand? Clooney has gone to Team Wales. She knows there is a problem with Harry. The broadcasting, the philanthropy, business, it's all gone. Quite a significant member of the royal family, but there's no way he would have said that without the permission of his wife. That's the smoking gun there. So the latest story is quite devastating.
Hello and welcome to the Daily Expresso. We're with Mark Dolan, our royal expert. Mark, there's a lot to talk about today. Let's kick off with some nicknames that Meghan has for her delightful children.
Well, this is extraordinary. So she's been back on social media, even though she makes speeches about how dangerous it is. She's been featuring her children, Archie and Lily, even though it's kids that are at the greatest risk from platforms like Facebook and Instagram. But of course, Meghan's got jam to sell. So she's been online and she's said, everyone in my family has a different favourite jam. My husband loves the raspberry. So here we go again, by the way, with this coded language about Harry. His name is Harry. But she uses these euphemisms like H and my husband, which I think are dismissive and I think belittle Harry. This is a guy that's the son of the King of the United Kingdom. Can we please use all of the syllables of his name? Is that too much to ask? But of course, this is signalling from Meghan that she calls the shots now. It's her luxury mansion in Montecito, in her home state. It's her Netflix deal. Her kids, don't forget, that creepy project that she's got going at the moment, Steph, which is an email to her children every day that they won't open until they're 18. And she's on record as saying, when they read those emails, I want them to know they've got a great mum. No reference to dad. Now, any normal parents, your parents included, who, by the way, did a great job.
Thank you. I'll let them know.
Seriously, this is elite level parenting. Normal parents would say, we are writing an email every day so that when you are 18, you will hopefully feel that you have great parents. So it's all about Meghan.
But that also doesn't necessarily even have to be a public thing, you know?
100%. And why is she telling us about it? So now she's obviously publicising the family because she's got jam to sell. My husband loves the raspberry. By the way, for me, just briefly, I find that controversial because I'm not a raspberry
I was gonna ask what flavour you were into once you'd walked through the list.
Well, I enjoy all the fruits. It's my view, you know, if you're in a hotel or a restaurant or something that are serving breakfast, if they have to choose one universal fruit, I would humbly suggest that strawberry jam would be the universal.
Safe, yes.
Yeah, I don't see raspberry as universal.
Slightly unconventional.
Thank you so much, but that's Meghan. So anyway, Harry likes the raspberry. She then says Lil likes strawberry best. Now, there's a few things to unpick here. She is literally using the children to sell her jam. And of course, by the way, here at the Daily Expresso, as you know, we deal in facts.
Absolutely.
Just like your brilliant paper, The Express. And when I say jam, it's not jam at all. It's actually spread. The US authorities banned her from using the word jam because it is so runny and sickly and disgusting. Yeah, so we should really say spread. And she's referring to Lil. So she is deploying the children to prop up her brand, which I don't know what you think. I think it's reprehensible. It's one thing to be a private individual and start businesses. Good luck to her. She needs the money. They need the money. I have no issue whatsoever with Harry and Meghan being capitalists. They've left the United Kingdom. They've left the royal family. By all means, make cash. But deploying the children to help that, I think it shows a few things. I think it shows the business is in trouble because don't forget, just a few months ago, Netflix exited not just the original big bucks deal to make shows, but they exited the commercial partnership to sell her products. So she's in trouble. She's obviously quite desperate. The other thing I don't like about it is that she's calling Lily Lil, which again I think is insulting. It's like H, my husband. If her name is Lily, that's a charming name, isn't it? It's a very beautiful
It's a lovely name, yeah.
Lily, very nice flower, of course. And I prefer the rose. No, but the issue is that, you know, we're getting all this personal information. They left the UK for privacy.
Absolutely.
And they were so tired of the goldfish bowl of being frontline serving royals. And what does she do now? She's online. She's putting those creepy behind the back of their head photographs of the kids on social media, which only sparks interest in them, doesn't protect them at all. And now she reveals the nicknames. I mean, is nothing sacred?
You haven't revealed Archie's nickname, though.
Well, it's another insult, and it's Arch.
Arch.
Which is actually, an arch is just a piece of construction product, isn't it? And you have an arch in a building or a bridge, right? It's not a human being. His name is Archie. I would go the whole hog. I like to use people's full name. I mean, you are Steph.
I am.
Were you christened Stephanie?
Stefania,
which is a very, very nice name. So you see, that's it. If we were close friends, which I have to say, I believe is inevitable.
Only a matter of time, Mark.
I go all in with Stefania because that is your name. And so
You'd be the only man in the world that calls me that.
Is that right?
Only person in the world.
Okay. And
So
is it when you're in trouble with your parents?
Not even.
They dropped it years ago. Well, then your parents are as bad as Harry and Meghan, and I take it all back.
Awful parenting.
But yeah, so this is just so casual, isn't it? Like I say, is nothing sacred. If the private pet nickname for your kids is Arch and Lil, I got no issue with that. Why is she telling the world? Another thing I've got to tell you, Steph, is that it's my understanding that Harry is so unhappy about Meghan's efforts to turn Archie and Lily into celebrities. He doesn't want it. The reason being he was born in the spotlight.
Sure.
It brings no value to him. It's only been negative. I mean, yes, he's a privileged guy, never paid a bill in his life. I get that. Crimea River, smallest violin in the world. Of course he's a lucky guy. But it is certainly true that none of the royals particularly enjoy the publicity. It's part of the job. And so therefore, it's my understanding his great hope when Megxit happened is that they would leave the United Kingdom. Well, first of all, I was told by Charlotte Griffiths from the Mail on Sunday that Meghan performatively pretended to look at properties in South Africa, giving Harry the impression that, we're going to be on a farm or a ranch and have the simple life. And then bang, a year later, they're in Hollywood, California. So, the issue you've got here is that Harry's not happy about it. Of course, he's got no say because what Meghan wants, Meghan gets. It's total tyranny in that mansion.
I do wonder, actually, though, psychologically, whether it's something he's just used to. He grew up where he was always told what to do.
Interesting.
And that's quite a safe space for him then, isn't it?
It's fascinating. And I actually hadn't thought of that. And I think you're damn right. He's gone from one institution that controls his behavior, his thoughts, and his words with another. It's really true. Can we get rid of JJ? This is...
No.
Is it just me? This is much better.
Can I say, we need to give the viewers what they want. You need to finish your list of jams.
I'm going to do that. By the way, we love JJ. Is he back next week?
I'm sure he is.
I believe so. I believe he's sunning himself. He's not a hardworking man. But anyhow, we'll come to that. So I'll be texting him later and telling him Steph was brilliant and he's in big trouble. Yeah. So, let's get to the other jam. So Lil likes strawberry best and Arch loves both flavours. And Meghan says, I like the marmalade. The Post is advertising her fruit spread trio, which sell on her website for $42 in a gift box. I mean, they're so down to earth, aren't they?
Very.
Who pays $42? Even Elon
And in a
Musk.
cost of living crisis
That's
as well.
exactly it. It's so ridiculous and it's not happening. So I just think that when you have nicknames for the kids, you're not going to publicise that. But Meghan does because nothing's sacred. Harry's furious about it. It's not jam. The whole thing is a hot mess.
Well, speaking of hot messes, it sounds like their friendships, some of them might be in tatters.
Yeah.
Tell me about this.
Well, this is wild. So everything that Harry and Meghan were hoping for when they left the United Kingdom has gone up in smoke. So they were going to be these amazing TV and podcast producers. They were going to be like the new Spielberg. And they go to Netflix, they get a lovely deal, and all of that goes south. Why? Because apart from a documentary about the royal family, which is a guaranteed hit, everything else has been embarrassingly bad. The Spotify deal, $20 million was on the table. If they had a single half of a good idea, they had nothing. The Archetypes podcast was a train wreck. By the way, also creepy that they put their son's name into the name of not just their charity, but their podcast as well. Again, it's all Meghan leveraging the kids, monetizing the kids, which she's done with the jam/spread. And so the broadcast stuff, gone. We've talked about the commercial partnership with Netflix and Meghan's As Ever brand, which will be wound up in the months ahead. It's got no chance. Then there was the charity stuff. It was going to be the great hope that when they came to America, left the UK, that the big focus would be philanthropy. Well, what's happened to Archwell? It's been shuttered. They fired most of the staff. It's a nominal organisation now. What's happened to Invictus? Boeing have pulled out as a sponsor. They've got a handful of sponsors for next year. That great charity, which I support, is in big financial trouble. How about Sentebale? Of course, well, that's good. He co-founded that in memory of his mother, Diana's. Surely that's, oh no, he's lost control of that. Amid a race row with the heroic chairwoman of the charity, Sophie Chandauka, chucked out of his own charity. So the broadcasting, the philanthropy, and the business, it's all gone. What happened to Harry's speaking tours? Nothing. $1 million 5 years ago. Now he's picking up 50K if he's lucky. And so that was the big... And then the other great hope was that they would be kingpins in Hollywood, that they would carry this weight of Meghan's celebrity as an actress from Suits and Harry's celebrity as the son of the then Queen Elizabeth and, of course, now the son of King Charles. So the idea was that when they moved to America, they'd be making all this money from TV, the philanthropy would be flying around, and they would be having dinner with the Obamas, the Clooneys, Sir Elton John, Gwyneth Paltrow. The list goes on. It's non-existent.
Right, a quick pause in the podcast to tell you about our sponsor, Incogni. You had those phone calls from numbers you don't recognise, or you go in your inbox and there's emails for stuff you did not sign up for. Well, that's because someone somewhere is selling your private information. That's where today's sponsor comes in, Incogni. They will contact these people who have been taking your information and they'll say, oi, stop, delete it. Go to the website, incogni.com, you type in the details, 2 minutes later, Incogni are sorting it out for you automatically. And because I love you, I've got you a discount. It ain't 10%, it ain't 20, 60% off. 60% off an annual Incogni plan. Just go to incogni.com/Daily Expresso or click the link in the episode description box below.
So the latest story is quite devastating, and it's about the Clooneys. Mm-hmm. Because Harry and Meghan actually stayed at the Clooneys' beautiful...
idyllic.
Lake Como.
Stunning.
By the way, lovely George Clooney, another wonderful sort of left-wing progressive multimillionaire with houses all over the world. Make it make sense. But look, he's a great artist, a great director, great actor, and by the looks of it, a decent man. This latest story is quite shocking, that Harry's devastated, that he feels that the Clooneys have gone very cold on the Sussexes, and that they were besties, that Harry and Meghan used their place, and there were a lot of charitable collaborations. Well, what's happened? Clooney has gone to Team Wales. And George Clooney, like so many people in Hollywood, have decided that actually King Charles and Prince William are a far better bet than these two grifters.
And do you think there's also maybe something about not wanting to be involved in a Sussex circus, as it's sometimes called?
All day long. I mean, does Clooney need it? The guy has had this perfect career. Coming from TV, he was in a show called ER, which you're probably too young to remember.
Slightly before my
time. It was a huge show, and it was set in a hospital. And Clooney was the handsome doctor.
Naturally.
And it was so difficult back in those days to transition to the big screen. There was a snobbery in Hollywood about TV actors. And he did it. He made that transition. And so he's had a great career. He's married to Amal, who is a human rights lawyer, a very, very stunning woman, incredibly intelligent.
Yep.
Again, very successful. These people, that's an elite level partnership that Harry and Meghan can only dream of. It's funny, isn't it? Because Harry and Meghan want to be all the people that they're not. Meghan, for example, her template would be Gwyneth Paltrow. That's her dream. Because if you look at Gwyneth had a very successful acting career, winning an Oscar for Shakespeare in Love. Meghan would love that. Gwyneth then reinvents herself as an entrepreneur with the Goop website, which makes millions. And it's about lifestyle and about life improvement. And of course, those notorious eggs. Do you know about the eggs?
No.
Gwyneth Paltrow has a product and it's an egg and it goes, it's for a lady. It's for the ladies.
Okay.
And it goes in quite the most private place.
Okay.
And this is what...
Do I want to know any more?
Full disclosure, I'm wearing 3 as we speak and I've never felt better. But the truth is... Why do you think I'm so relaxed? Look at me, I'm glowing. I've got a glow on.
I have no more questions.
So that's it. So you've got people like the Clooneys and the Paltrow, Sir Elton John and David Furnish. These people are at the very top of the tree. And Harry and Meghan had great aspirations that they would rub shoulders with these folks, that they would be equals, that Meghan and Oprah would be having lattes or a flat white at their local Montecito Starbucks because they're neighbours. Oprah's gone quiet because, like you said with the Clooneys, Oprah doesn't need the circus. Elton doesn't need the circus. Paltrow doesn't. I mean, Paltrow had a horrible row with Meghan because Paltrow did a hilarious satirical version of the Did you see it? With Love Meghan show.
Yeah.
And she had the dog on the floor and she's in the pajamas and she's breaking the eggs. And it was with the music, you know, and it was perfect satire. It was what the Americans would call a comedy roast. Meghan, it's my understanding, Meghan hated it. And her people strong-armed Gwyneth into a horrible hostage video.
I saw
which
that.
Gwyneth
That
and
followed
Meghan
suit
have
after.
made up and everything's fine. Well, since then, deafening silence. I don't know why Gwyneth Paltrow humoured Meghan. I don't see how Meghan can hurt Gwyneth, but like you said, it comes back to what you said. It's true. It's the circus. They're like, we don't need a single negative headline. Just, I'll do the hostage video. Get me the heck out of there.
Can I ask, do you at all feel sorry for Harry? I appreciate, and our viewers I'm sure will say that this is the life he chose. But earlier you rattled off all these things he'd achieved or been part of
Yeah.
that are no longer a part of his life. Is there a part of you that feels badly for him?
All day long. All day long. He's a human being. It is very sad. He's not an inherently bad person. And if you look at the Harry that we knew before he met Meghan, I don't wish to demonize Meghan, by the way, because Steph, you'll agree with this, that in life, there are always troublesome people around. You'll have family members or friends that got in with someone that maybe wasn't the best for them. And maybe you feel like their life took a negative turn. I think there will always be Meghan's. And I think Harry's great misfortune was encountering her. But Meghan's Meghan. And if it wasn't Meghan, it probably would have been someone else. And I'm fascinated by your theory, which I think is as solid as anything, that Meghan has provided the kind of controlling structure in his life that was previously provided by the palace. You feel sorry for Harry because in a way he probably needs that restriction. And maybe after Meghan, the same thing will happen in a different way. So yeah, I feel sorry for him. The Harry that we knew on my TalkTV show, I interviewed Angela Levin, who's a top royal biographer and knows Harry well. She spent 15 months with him when he was young. And she said, I don't recognize this guy. And she's actually, I mean, pretty wild what she had to say. She said he's a horrible, nasty liar. Strong words. Those are her views. And Harry's not here to defend himself. But yeah, I do. I think that he lost his mother when he was young. That's not an excuse for attacking your own family. But he chose the wrong girl. And I think she's got in his head. And I think she's made him not like his family, made him not like his country. And I think she's tricked him into this new life that doesn't look like it's going that well. I think he's bored in that mansion. I'm hearing that he's just watching politically incorrect comedies on a flat screen telly all day when Meghan's not around. The only great activity is the school run in the morning and a diversion to the Wendy burger, which is his favorite brand of burger. So it's not exactly living the dream, is it? So I'm really glad you asked that. I have empathy for the guy and I don't think it's worked out that well.
And someone else that's been making a few comments is Rob Shooter.
Yeah.
Tell me what he's been saying.
Well, this guy is a rock star journalist. He's got a brilliant royal Substack, and he went on the Maureen Callahan podcast. Maureen, again, just an incredible journalist. She writes for the Mail. These people know their onions. And he has said something quite interesting, and I'll quote you. He said, Meghan has now decided, according to his sources, Rob Shooter, that she believes she's more powerful on her own than with Harry professionally. So what we're looking at here...
Which slightly links back to what you said earlier about her putting her name forward.
Yeah, I think so, definitely. And it's funny because it looks like Meghan feels that in terms of PR, that Harry's damaged goods. And I agree with Meghan on that. You know, he cuts a gloomy figure. He is quite sad. I do feel a bit sorry for him. And he goes around. The body language isn't great. I don't think he's in the best shape either. If you can compare him to his brother, William, who's sort of very fit and lean and very energetic. Harry, to me, looks tired and a bit bloated. And it's not the Wendy burgers because that is excellent nutrition, let me tell you.
I'll take your word for it.
And I don't think we should, if Wendy speak to the show and they'd like to sponsor, I think that's a conversation we can have.
Absolutely. Get in touch.
That's it. But look, so let me give you the quote. Meghan has now decided, this is Rob Shooter, that she believes she's more powerful on her own. She's going to make more money by stepping forward by herself, not with Harry. He goes on to say, look, Meghan is a PR problem too, but she hasn't quite got to that point. Penny hasn't dropped. She hasn't realised it. She knows there is a problem with Harry. Yikes.
That's not something you'd want to hear if you were him.
Would you? He goes on to say, whenever Harry appears next to her, everything becomes about royal drama, back to your circus, and family feuds. Meghan wanted the spotlight on her work, not the chaos surrounding the royal family. It's almost like Meghan, alongside Clooney, Elton and others, is divorcing Harry professionally for her own protection. But as Rob Shooter rightly says, if she completely goes it alone, that's not going to work either, because she's just as bad as Harry in terms of PR. And it's, it breaks my heart. I mean, going back to Elton, by the way, he was effectively Harry's godfather and really looked after him following Diana's passing. Not a squeak out of Elton since then. I mean, can you name one celebrity that's still all in with the Sussex brand?
Oh. Yeah, that's tricky. No one's springing to mind, actually.
It's really hard. I mean, the best I've got two. I've got the only celebrity that was on her We'd Love Meghan show on Netflix, which is 16 episodes. The best she can do across 16 shows is Chrissy Teigen, who is a notorious internet troll. Not a great look. And then the other celebrity she's got is Serena Williams, who's, of course, one of the greatest athletes in history, an amazing lady. Except that Serena wasn't on the show. And Serena doesn't go to parties or the red carpet with Meghan. They don't do any charity stuff together. She is the lesser spotted Serena Williams. So,
it makes it sound like a rare breed.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
So that, famous people, they're done. And that's, I believe, Steph, why in the end, Harry and Meghan will gravitate back to the royal family. Because with Hollywood deserting them, with money running out, with the charities just being a dumpster fire, what is the last resort?
And how long before they get to that point where they come back with a begging bowl, essentially, and saying, let me back in?
The clear answer is that they would like it to be months, and I believe it will be years. They have one wonderful opportunity. 2 words for you: King Charles, because King Charles still loves Harry. And as you hit that note of empathy in your earlier question, he feels sorry for Harry. He's got pain as a result of what Harry's gone through. William, forget it. This is, on my Mark Dolan show on YouTube, which focuses on royal news, I've reported on this. This is from Charlotte Griffiths again, who was on my show. She said they're no longer brothers. They are not brothers. And Harry is not a sibling. That's biologically
harsh.
Impossible, but that's how he feels. But there is the opportunity for Harry and Meghan with Charles, who's coming towards the later stages of his life. He's in his late 70s and he's battling cancer. And please God, he lives for decades. But realistically, the guy's not super well. So they're hoping, to answer your question, months. I think it'll be years. The issue they've got is that when William takes to the throne, it's game over. So they are in a hurry, which is why we had the fake royal trip to Australia, so that they could create the optics that they're back in the royal family. Then we had, did you see Harry's deranged interview with ITV News in Ukraine?
No.
It was so bad. First of all, he was dressed as a burglar, and I don't know why. He had this beanie hat on. He looked like a criminal with the 5 o'clock shadow and everything. And he said, I'm very much a member of the royal family, and I'm here to serve, and I love these trips. So, there is a plan to get back in. Will it happen? Charles says yes. William says no. So what you've got between Charles and William is a power struggle, and that could turn nasty.
Well, thank you so much, Mark, for joining us. And thank you so much to you at home. Please do like, share, subscribe, and hit the hype button. Mark will be back next week with another Expresso. Bye for now.